Hi, I'm Erica Gutierrez, and I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I am currently a hospice nurse and a business manager to a nurse practitioner program at Ochsner Medical Center through LHC Group. I have been in the medical field for the past 15 years since graduating high school in 2002. This speech is about my life and how I got here from being a high school dropout and a mother at 17 to where I am at now and always looking for room to grow. This country is full of opportunities and there's no point of settling when there's always something better. At 17 years old, I dropped out of high school and proceeded with my medical assistant degree at 17. My mother had to sign me up for it because I was still underage. But being a mother, I had no time to waste. 8 months later, the program was short 8 months. 8 months later, I graduated and was already working at a pediatric office for 5 years. And unfortunately, the only way to get a raise in medical field is to go from job to job. Many multiple experiences at different kinds of doctor's offices. I was always learning, always wanting to advance my experience. In 2003, I went to nursing school, an LPN school here in Covington, Louisiana, which is 70 miles away from where I lived in Kenner. The program was offered in the evening. So I worked at a doctor's office at a hospital in Metairie and drove from there to Covington every night for this program. 20 months later, I graduated as an LPN. I was pregnant with my daughter, and my husband, my now husband, who was then my boyfriend, was my greatest support. Thank God, because I wouldn't be here without him. I was in LPN school and I was 7 months pregnant with her. Soaked up as much as experience as I could as an LPN on a nursing home floor, home health. I got sucked into hospice because the agency I worked for was marketing a Hispanic nurse, which their hospice agency didn't have one, and a doctor was really upset that they didn't have a Hispanic nurse. So they're like, "Hey Erica, can you help us out?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, hospice, like they're dying. I don't know about that." I'm like, "Okay, well, it's more for me, it's more experience, a new thing to learn, like more to add in my resume." I was like, "Let's go for it." Okay. I was a nervous wreck, but I fell in love with it, started doing that. 5 years later, I'm still in hospice. The agency I work for is still the same one, and their biggest marketing tool is because they have a Hispanic nurse. There's no Hispanic nurses in hospice here. People don't like to deal with the dying. After treacherous schooling, I didn't want to get my RN. Starting all over because I went to a vocational school for my LPN, nothing transferred. I had the opportunity to go with a different agency, and they saw my potential and was like, "Hey, we need your help in managing this program. You have enough clinical background in clinics and how to manage and do the office work. Can you help us out?" I said, "Sure." So the director left, and they were like, "Okay, we need you to manage this. This is your thing. Like, you know how to do clinics, you know how to schedule, you know how to do this, you know how to do triage calls over the phone. We need you to handle this." Okay, so 2 years later, now we're here. Ochsner doesn't view me anything more than an LPN. when they saw what I'm doing for my company, they're like, well, she's an LPN. How can that be? So now that brought me here to Herzing to accomplish my healthcare administration. So if I want to move to another job, I am way more than just an LPN. I'm very grateful that my company was able to see me with more potential than just, oh, you're an LPN, RNs are higher. I'm sick of that that mediocrity of what an LPN can do. Most LPNs can run circles around RNs. All of them can, pretty much. But without that piece of paper, it means nothing. So I am here to get my healthcare administration degree so that way I can move up in my company. It's a huge corporate company throughout the entire United States that own multiple home health agencies and hospice agencies. So I'm hoping to, once I graduate with this degree, I'm able to move to our executive team and start these palliative care programs throughout different agencies in the States. That's my major goal, is to move up, because I work for a really good company that saw my potential as an LPN, just bottom line. So yeah, there's much room to grow here. I'm also a mother of 3, so I can't settle for mediocre. There's this country gives you so much opportunity to grow. There's so much to learn. You just can't settle. You can't settle and be comfortable because there's so much more out there. Especially for your children, the next generation. I mean, look how things are going today. It's scary. And if you don't prepare them, then, we're all in trouble as we get older. Being able to provide and give them the life that they deserve in order to grow is very important. So I'm always looking for ways to grow myself and soak up all the knowledge. I apologize. I am horrible at speeches. I can do a teleconference any day, but actually speaking and being recorded, especially, and talking in front of people, I can't do it. I've reset this video 1,000 times, just to get my thoughts together and my words. Even if I have little notes, I completely black out. Like, I can't. But I'm hoping with this class, that'll help me get through this, because I have avoided speech class through every college that I went to. And I went to several. I went to that medical assistant, LPN. I attempted to do my RN, but that didn't work out. Now I'm faced with this speech class, and I'm hoping that this will kind of put me over, especially since I want to move up in a company. I'm going to have to give speeches. Right now it's just through the telephone, which I'm okay with, but just the idea of being recorded and being shown to other people, or even speaking in front of other people, is even worse. I completely black out, and I'm like, right now I'm sweating, but I'm hoping that this class will help me get over the fear. My husband's like, oh, just talk. You're talking to yourself. It's more than that. You know that it's a lot more than that. But yeah, that's it. Thank you.